welcome back to my channel. So today I've got a little bit of a different kind of video for you. As Halloween is coming up, I thought that I would do something a little bit creative. Everybody seems to be getting out the Halloween makeup tutorial videos, and I thought that I would put my creative skills to the test and do something a little bit similar. So today I'm going to be showing you a really quick and easy way to create like an open wound effect on the skin. Really easy. Basically everything I'm using is stuff that you'll probably already have at home anyway, maybe apart from one or two things. It's so effective. If you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you may have already seen that I've been practicing doing kind of open wounds and things like that for the past couple of days, and I've been putting pictures on my Instagram and stuff, and a lot of you asked me for a tutorial, so I thought I'd do that today. You might want to incorporate this into your Halloween look for the year if you try it and you like it. I just think it's so much fun and I really love creating them, and I just think they look really effective and they're really easy to do as well. I thought they were going to be really difficult, but it doesn't take very long at all, and I just think it looks great. So if you want to know how to create like a bloody, gory, open wound effect, then carry on watching. So I apologise for the very close-up shot, but obviously I'm going to be creating the wound on my face, so I thought I would show you guys a little bit close up so you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to pop my hair out of my face because I don't want to end up with fake blood and stuff like that all in my hair. So to create the open wound, obviously there's going to be a few different bits that you need, so what I'll do is I'll leave a list of everything down below so you can pause the video here, go and have a look and see what you need to create the wound. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is get a tissue. Really simple, and basically you're going to have to split the tissue into several layers. I think these ones are in 3 layers, so you just want very fine pieces of tissue like so. So I've got 3 bits like that, and then once you've split your tissue into several pieces, you're just going to kind of rip it up into pieces of tissue that are the size of the wound. So I'm going to go for pieces roughly this size. Maybe make them a little bit smaller, but you don't want to have too bigger pieces because it is quite hard to end up covering the excess tissue. So you just want to create small pieces like that, and you want to do maybe 10 or so. Okay, so once you've got lots of little pieces of tissue like this, oh, I'm dropping them, then you want to get your liquid latex, which looks like this, and just give it a little shake. And I've got a little pot like this which I just pour mine in, and that's what I'm going to do next. This stuff absolutely stinks. It makes me feel so sick, the smell of it. It's so gross. It's better to use a little bit and then keep topping up rather than pouring a lot in to start with. But the first step I'm going to do is take a cotton bud, dip it into the liquid latex, and then I'm just going to apply it to the area of my face where the open wound is going to be. You might find that it stings your eyes a little bit. This happens to me too, it's okay. And then once you've done a little bit like that, you're just going to basically stick your first piece of tissue down and then go back over the top with the liquid latex and kind of seal it all in. Like that. And essentially what you're going to be doing is building up layers and layers of the tissue and the latex, just to create like a thick effect, and then it will all make sense in a minute. So I'm not really sure how many layers of the stuff I've done, but it's quite thick, and now all you need to do is wait for this to dry. It can take quite a while, but what you can do to speed up the process, I'm not going to do it now because obviously I'm filming, but is you can use a hairdryer and just dry your face and yeah, speed up the process, because you need to wait until it is basically dry to the touch and doesn't feel like sticky and wet anymore. You just got to leave it, so this could take a while. Okay, so it didn't actually take as long as I expected to dry, but you need to get some tiny little sharp scissors like this, and what you're going to do is you need to now create the open wound that you want. So you can make this any shape or size that you like. You can do just like a fine slit, or you can open it up quite a lot. It really depends, but I've found that once you've done a little cut, instead of cutting all the way up, if you rip it with your fingers, it creates more of a natural kind of wound look, and it doesn't look so fake. So you need to just take the scissors and dig into the layers and just snip at the bottom. Okay, so once you have created the slit right down the middle and made it look sort of how you want it, then you need to get your foundation and just put a little bit around the edges, and basically what you're going to try and do is get rid of any of the white and blend it in and try and make it look a little bit more like your skin colour. And sometimes if you've gone quite thick with the tissue, it can be quite difficult to cover up. So it might just take a little bit of time and a bit of blending to actually make it look all kind of blended in and real. I'm just going to take a paintbrush which I've got. It's just like an old paintbrush that I use for this kind of stuff, and I'm just going to try and blend it in a little bit with this as well. Okay, so now for the fun part. Also, another thing you can do is take the kind of bits off your cotton bud and put them in it, and that will kind of create the effect of like bits hanging out, but I'm not going to do that today just because I want to keep this as simple as possible, but that's just another something you can do. Now it's time to add sort of the blood and the actual colour. So I've got this makeup palette here which is from the brand Lash, and it's a creamy makeup palette. It just looks like this, but basically any kind of face paint or makeup that has got the two ready sort of shades down the bottom, and then you're going to want a black as well. So I'm going to take the two shades at the bottom and mix them up just to create a bit of a bloody sort of colour, and I just use a wooden spatula. Just scrape out a little bit of both and then just blend it on the end of the spatula with my brush and just create a blood colour. And sometimes I find that adding a little bit of black makes it look a little bit more realistic as well. And basically paint the inside of the wound, getting right in all of the little nooks and crannies because you don't want to miss any bits out. And it really doesn't matter if it's not neat and it sort of comes out the sides, because that's the look we want to go for anyway. And then you can sort of spread the blood around the face a little bit, make it look a bit more realistic. And then this is my favourite bit. I'm going to take some fake blood. Now this stuff looks a lot more realistic and it makes this look so much better because it makes it all sort of shiny and wet as well and looks like it is actually really bleeding. And I'm just going to use the same paintbrush and take little bits of the blood and pop them on the inside of the wound as well. And I sort of make it thicker in some places just to make it look like the blood is still sort of coming out. And then I'm just going to kind of take it and spread it down my face and sort of smear it in different areas. And you can just sort of play around with it and blend it in a little bit and just see. And now the last thing that I'm going to do just to help make this look a little bit more realistic is I'm going to take a bit of the black sort of paint or whatever this stuff is, black stuff, and take it on the paintbrush, and I'm just going to put little dabs of it on the inside just because I think that it just makes it look slightly more realistic rather than it all just being red. I think adding some bits of black just help it to look a little bit more of a deeper cut as well. So there we have it, that is my open wound kind of little easy quick tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you have fun making this yourselves, then please make sure you tag me on Instagram or Twitter or something like that and let me know. Even if it doesn't look the same, you've done it like on your body or you've made it look completely different to this, then please let me know because I would love to see your guys' creations. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making this and I'm now gonna just walk around my house wearing it for a while because I think it looks really cool. Yes, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye! I just think it's really different to all of the ones that I've already got, so I picked up this one.